Hello students, welcome to Raval online classes. I am Vinita Gogia from Raval Convent School. In this session, we are going to study poem 6 of English literature book First Flight, class 10th. Name of the poem is Amanda and it is written by Robin Clem. The poem Amanda depicts the state of a little girl's mind who wants to live her life in her own terms but is constantly instructed by her elders about do's and don'ts. She feels the instructions given by her elders curtail her freedom. As she does not wish to talk back, she chooses to be engrossed in her world of fantasy. Then she is labeled as sulky and moody. Now let's read the poem and find out what the poet wants to say. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. In this stanza, some elder of Amanda, most probably her mother, is instructing her not to bite her nails because it is considered to be a bad habit. She even tells her to sit straight in right posture without bending her shoulders. Obviously, Amanda does not like all these instructions. She thinks that these instructions are curtailing her freedom. She does not want to talk back, so she just engrossed in her imaginations. The second stanza here, look that the second stanza is given in parenthesis or bracket. This is because the thoughts of Amanda are not vocal. She does not say all these things. She only thinks about them. Now look what the thoughts of Amanda are. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Amanda imagines herself to be sitting near a calm and small island. She wants to be the only resident of the beautiful green sea. She imagines herself like a mermaid who leads her life in a relaxing way. Look at the next stanza. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Amanda was inquired whether she had finished her homework or not by her mother. She was even inquired whether she had cleaned her room or not. She was even instructed to clean her shoes. Again, Amanda just drifted into her imagination. And what she thinks now? I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Again, this stanza is in parenthesis because these are only the thoughts of Amanda and she is not vocal about them. What is written in this stanza is that Amanda imagines herself to be an orphan who is roaming into the street. It implies that had she been without parents, she would have wandered freely into the street. She is barefoot. She would have made designs on the soft dust with her bare feet quietly. In her opinion, silence is golden and freedom is the sweetest thing in the world. Now come to the next stanza. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? Here, Amanda's mother is instructing her not to eat chocolates. She reminds of her pimples which she has due to eating chocolates. She even reminds her for not paying attention to what her mother says. Look at the next stanza. I am Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I shall certainly never let down my bright hair. Here, Amanda only imagines herself to be Rapunzel, which is a character from a fairy tale, who lives in a tower. But Amanda does not care for anybody. She wants to live alone in a quiet and calm tower. She also tells that she will never let her hair down to anyone so that nobody could come to her in the tower. Look at the last stanza. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Here the mother says that she should not be feel unhappy and disappointed. She should be more happy. Amanda is very moody. She is of unstable nature. Her mother tells her to remain cheerful, otherwise her mother will be blamed for harassing her. So this is the poem. Here the mother is instructing a little girl. Most probably she is in teenage years, as she is also having acne. The girl, being rebellious, thinks that her mother's instructions are curtailing her freedom, so she just remains engrossed in her fantasy world. Now, you must have understood the poem. Look at the new words which come in the poem. Yes, in the second stanza, there is a word languid, which means relaxed or calm. The second new word which you may have noticed is drifting. Drifting means moving slowly. Come to the next stanzas. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. Here a new word pattern is come, which means designs or to make patterns. So these are the new words which you may have learned from this poem. Now look at the poetic devices used in this poem. Following poetic devices have been used in the poem Amanda. The first is metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. In the poem Amanda imagines herself as mermaid and Rapunzel. She compares herself with mermaid and Rapunzel, and there is just the fusion of the words, that is a mermaid or Rapunzel or orphan is used in place of Amanda. This kind of figure of speech or poetic device is called metaphor. Yes, look at the examples from the poem. Examples for metaphor. The first is emerald sea. Here the sea is compared with emerald, which is a stone, because of a single quality, that is green color. Then in this stanza only, Amanda compares herself with mermaid. Mermaid is a mythological creature which is half woman and half fish. So as Amanda compares herself with mermaid and there is fusion of Amanda and mermaid, then the figure of speech is metaphor. Look at the next example. I am an orphan. Here also there is a comparison between Amanda and orphan, but without using as and like, there is fusion, so it is the figure of speech is metaphor. Silence is golden, freedom is sweet. Again the figure of speech or poetic device is metaphor. I am Rapunzel. This is also the example of metaphor. Now look at the next poetic device, that is repetition. It is a literary device in which a word or phrase is repeated 2 or more times. In the poem, words like Amanda, don't, etc. are repeated again and again for poetic effect. So the figure of speech or poetic device used is repetition. Third poetic device used here in this poem is alliteration. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. For example, stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Here the sound of S is repeated, so the figure of speech or the poetic device is alliteration. Did you tidy your room? Here the sound of Y is repeated. The next poetic device used in this poem is allusion. Allusion is a literary device in which the writer or speaker refers either directly or indirectly to a person, event or thing in history or to a work of art or literature. In the poem, Amanda imagines herself to be mythological characters or the famous characters like Mermaid and Rapunzel. And as here Amanda is just compared with the famous or mythological characters to whom everybody knows, the figure of speech used here is allusion. I hope now you have understood the poem and will be able to answer the questions related to it. Thank you.